The Lion and the Adventurous Penguin. In the icy world of Antarctica, there lived a little penguin named Pippin. Unlike the other penguins, who were content to waddle around the snow and fish in the freezing waters, Pippin had a curious heart. He often dreamed of warmer lands, places where the sun shone bright and the air was filled with the sounds of new creatures. He would gaze out at the endless white landscape and imagine himself exploring distant jungles and deserts. One day, after yet another dream of warm, sunlit places, Pippin made up his mind. "I'm going on an adventure," he declared to his fellow penguins. They all looked at him with wide eyes. "An adventure? But where will you go?" asked one of his friends. "Somewhere warm," Pippin replied with a determined nod. "I want to see the sun and feel its warmth on my feathers. I want to discover new lands and meet new animals." The other penguins shook their heads in disbelief. "But how will you get there? It's too far. And what if you get lost?" But Pippin wasn't deterred. He was small, but his spirit was big, and he believed that he could find his way. So, one morning, with nothing but his adventurous heart, Pippin set off on his journey. Pippin waddled across the icy plains and swam through the freezing waters until he reached the edge of the Antarctic. There, he hopped onto a floating iceberg, which began to drift away from the cold lands he had always known. Days turned into weeks, and the iceberg slowly melted as it carried him toward warmer climates. Finally, after what felt like forever, Pippin's iceberg reached a new land. The air was warm, and the sun blazed high in the sky. As the iceberg melted away completely, Pippin found himself standing on the sandy shores of a savannah, a world unlike anything he had ever seen. The landscape was vast and golden, filled with tall grasses, trees, and the sounds of animals Pippin had never encountered before. He looked around in awe, feeling both excited and nervous. As Pippin ventured into the savannah, he noticed a large, majestic creature lounging under the shade of a tree. It was a lion, with a golden mane that seemed to glow in the sunlight. The lion spotted Pippin and was just as puzzled as the penguin was. "Well, what do we have here?" the lion asked, his voice a deep rumble. "You're certainly not from around here, little one." Pippin looked up at the lion, his heart pounding. But despite his fear, he mustered up the courage to speak. "I'm Pippin, and I'm an adventurer. I've come all the way from Antarctica to see new lands and meet new friends." The lion raised an eyebrow, intrigued. "Antarctica, you say? That's a long way from here. My name is Leo, and I'm the king of this savannah. You're welcome here, but I must admit, I've never met a penguin before." Pippin smiled, relieved that Leo was friendly. "I've never met a lion before either. This place is so different from my home. It's so warm, and there are so many new things to see." Leo chuckled. "Yes, the savannah is a beautiful place, but it can be challenging too. The sun is hot, and the predators are quick. But don't worry, little Pippin. I'll help you adapt to this new environment." Over the next few days, Leo took Pippin under his wing, showing him the ways of the savannah. Leo taught Pippin how to find shade under the trees when the sun was too hot, where to find water to stay hydrated, and which animals to be cautious of. Pippin quickly learned the importance of staying cool and finding safe places to rest. Despite the challenges, he was thrilled to be in such a vibrant and exciting place. In return, Pippin shared stories of his icy homeland with Leo. He told the lion about the towering glaciers, the playful seals, and the long cold nights under the shimmering auroras. Leo listened with fascination, imagining a world so different from his own. As they spent more time together, Pippin and Leo became close friends. Leo admired Pippin's bravery and adventurous spirit, while Pippin appreciated Leo's wisdom and strength. They were an unlikely pair, a lion and a penguin, but they complemented each other perfectly. One afternoon, as they rested under the shade of a large baobab tree, Pippin asked Leo a question that had been on his mind. "Leo, have you ever wanted to go on an adventure? To leave the savannah and explore new places like I did?" Leo thought for a moment, then nodded. Yes, Pippin, I have. I've always wondered what it would be like to see the ocean, to feel the sand between my paws, and to hear the waves crash against the shore. But I've always been the king of this land, and my duty is to protect it. So, I've stayed here. Pippin smiled. You know, Leo, you don't have to travel far to have an adventure. Just trying something new, even in your own home, can be an adventure in itself. Leo looked at Pippin and realized that the little penguin was right. Adventure didn't always mean traveling to distant lands. It could also mean seeing the world in a new way, trying new things, and embracing change. Inspired by his friend's words, Leo decided to have a small adventure of his own. He invited Pippin to join him on a journey to the edge of the savannah, where the land met the ocean. It was a place Leo had never visited, but he had always wanted to see. Together, Leo and Pippin set off on their journey. The sun was high, and the grasses swayed in the warm breeze as they traveled across the savannah. They passed by herds of zebras and gazelles, who were surprised to see the lion and the penguin traveling together. After a long trek, they finally reached the edge of the savannah. There, before them, was the vast, shimmering ocean. The waves lapped at the shore, and the salty breeze filled the air. Leo stood in awe, taking in the sight he had always dreamed of seeing. "It's beautiful," Leo said, his voice filled with wonder. "I never knew the ocean could be so vast." Pippin waddled up to the water's edge and dipped his flippers into the cool waves. "It's just like home," he said with a smile. "But warmer!" Leo laughed, feeling a sense of joy and freedom he hadn't felt in a long time. He realized that Pippin had taught him an important lesson, that it was never too late to embrace adventure, and that there was always something new to discover, even in his own kingdom. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with shades of pink and orange, Leo and Pippin sat side by side, watching the waves. They knew their friendship was something special, an adventure they would cherish forever. Pippin had found the warm lands he had always dreamed of, and in return, he had given Leo the gift of adventure. The lion and the penguin, two creatures from very different worlds, had shown each other that true friendship knows no boundaries, and that with a little courage, anyone can find adventure, no matter where they are.